Hi there guys, and just another update. We got some more plants here for the garden. This front area, I've been trying to fill this gap. These Ladyfinger Palms are really hard to find at this height. They're very slow growing, so we had difficulties finding enough to fill this area. So I got another one today from Facebook. I actually posted a picture and asked if anyone had any. So I went to pick that up this morning. It's still not quite as high as the others, but it helps to fill the gap a little bit. They said they can get me one more, so I'm hoping it'll be closer to the other size, and then we can fill that other gap there and plug that hole. The rubber tree here is doing quite well, as are these what they call tobacco plants here at the side, although they're not the tobacco like smoking. They're a species of banana. So they're really all starting to fill out now, especially with the recent rain. Hopefully the grass will recover. The heavy rains and the caterpillars really damaged the grass, but I got some spray. It's a natural pesticide that kills only aphids and caterpillars. So that was pretty good. It's actually got rid of all the caterpillars in the garden. Basically, it's a bacteria that gets into their gut when they eat on the leaves, and it kills them. So it leaves the good pests behind, which is nice. So the spiders and things are still okay because they eat the caterpillars and things anyway. So you want those around. So our variegated elephant ears here is just sent out a new leaf. I'm hoping that it's going to keep its variegation. It's not going to revert. I put it here because it does get, on a day that's not too cloudy, it does get some sun. And I believe that these variegated plants, they like to be exposed a little bit to some sun so they can keep their variegation. So we got a new plant that I put here. This is a new philodendron. This is a Philodendron Red Emerald. So I sprayed it also with the stuff to keep the caterpillars off. So that's why it's not looking too shiny, but I'm going to clean this up. So this will climb, I believe, eventually. So we'll have to put a pole in here and it will climb up. Give a nice look here to the entrance, I hope, to the house. And then I've been wanting to get a Philodendron Billietiae. They're quite expensive, although it's not a variegated one, but this is just delivered and planted today. So the idea is that this, they like to climb, and these leaves will get up to 3 foot or more long eventually, especially planted outside, I'm hoping. It's got good humidity. Unlike, most philodendrons, they don't like too much sun. This also doesn't, but it can handle a little bit more sun than most philodendrons, although not too much direct. So here we get a little bit of morning sun, but then it's kind of going to be sheltered by the garage area later in the day. So I'm hoping that this will be a good place for it, and it's going to climb up this wall. So stay tuned. In a few years, I'm hoping it will be somewhere up here with some big, long, beautiful leaves, and that will just make a really nice entrance to the house here. Excuse some of the construction debris. We've still got stuff going on. So we got other plants here which we planted as ground cover, and these have been in a few months, and they're starting to have babies and spread out, which is quite nice. The soil here at the front, well, the soil in this whole area is clay. It's not very good, and especially after the construction, we had a lot of sand and cement and stuff mixed in it. So we've done a lot of work. We put, I know, probably well over 100 bags of organic material mixed into the soil, and every time it rains, it kind of washes down and compacts, and we churn it up and put in some more. So just trying to mix it in with the clay to improve the soil here, especially around these philodendrons. They like well-drained soil, so the clay is a real big no-no for them. So we dug quite a big hole here, filled it with some good organic matter, a little bit of organic fertilizer down there in the bottom, and then put this in, and hopefully this will be quite happy here. So those are the 2 new additions at the front, 2 new philodendrons. We'll see how they go. I'm hoping to fill up some of this with some more phillos eventually, once these grow out. I'm really impressed with this Alocasia and how big that's got. I wasn't expecting it. You know, we put it in only a couple of months ago. It was this size. So this is a new baby one which just sprung up somewhere on its own. So once this stuff grows out a little bit and gets taller, we'll see what space we've got left. And hopefully I'll put some more philodendrons in here, add to our collection. So you may be wondering why I'm planting them outside. It's just because I don't want the inside to get too cluttered. Getting nice looking pots for them is difficult. We've got wooden floors, so I don't want drainage coming out the bottoms of the pots onto the wooden floors. And you know, we're living in tropical climate here in the Philippines, so I think that, you know, this is kind of their natural habitat. So this area here, we just put in these bamboos today. Again, we'll find something to fill those gaps in between the bamboos. Probably add one more on the end here. So that kind of finishes off this side area. I may find some more nepenthes or something to go in between there. I like the nepenthes, the carnivorous plants, where I have those climb up the wall there possibly. So this area here, as you can see, we stepped down to it, and it's in the heavy rains it was flooding because the neighboring lot is higher. You know, the ground slopes away up there, and so coming through the drain hole here we had a lot of water, and it was running in and flooding this area. So this week we dug out a channel there and buried a pipe with holes drilled in it, and that pipe has been connected up to the drain here. So hopefully that will help to drain this area, stop it getting waterlogged, and this grass, I'm hoping, will come back to life. So over here we got our nepenthes. The large pitcher, it's sending out another one now, which is nice. This one over here is not doing well. It's not sending out new pitchers. It sends out new leaves, but then it never seems to develop into a pitcher. I'm not quite sure why. So I keep my fingers crossed on that one. But this one's enjoying the area. It's doing well. It's got plenty of bugs to feed on. So hidden away inside of here we have another philodendron. So this will eventually grow to the size of the one that we have over here. This one, which was half this size when we put it in just a few months ago. So eventually we'll have that here. Our variegated rubber tree, this is lemon and lime variegated rubber tree, is growing new branches down here. We've got some marks on the leaves. I think that given the recent rains, it got a little bit waterlogged there, especially as it's inside of this plant box. I'm not sure how good the drainage is underneath it. So it suffered a little bit, got a little bit stressed, but I think that it's going to pull through. This eventually will make a really nice a feature there, especially the shape that it's growing. I really love the shape that you can get out of some of the rubber trees, although the rubber tree we have at the front is not quite as nice. Although the leaves are bigger, it doesn't have an interesting shape like this one. So I really like that. We got another nepenthes here, which is going to start climbing up this tree. So this actually was forming a pitcher, but then a caterpillar I found one morning was munching on it and destroyed that, so that never formed. But we've got a couple of pitchers down here, and there's another one coming which I'm going to hopefully latch onto here, and we'll keep the caterpillars away. And yeah, you can see also as well they had a good feast on this too. So over here, our pothos It's doing good. This is a giant pothos. Also as well got a little bit attacked by the caterpillars too, which is unfortunate because it doesn't grow new leaves down here. You know, once these leaves are gone, they're gone for good. But it's sending up some new shoots here, so hopefully we'll have this start climbing, because at the moment this is actually a separate pothos that we also have planted there that's climbing up. But I'd like to get some of the giant pothos leaves also climbing up there. So there's another one starting to come out, so probably in a couple of months this will already be up there. So we've got one already which is also starting to root itself in to the post, and there's another one here underneath. So I'm looking forward to those climbing up here. Our living wall, doing good, although the begonias suffered a little bit. The spray that I used for the caterpillars seemed to have an adverse reaction with the begonias. So the new leaves coming out are okay, but the leaves that got hit with the spray kind of burnt around the edges. They didn't take to it. So lesson learned. Maybe I'm better to just leave the caterpillars to eat them rather than spray them. Also, it did the same over here to our aluminum begonia. So there's some a tip there. Even though the others were okay with being sprayed, the begonias weren't. So I won't be spraying them again. The wandering dew on the wall, not so happy with how that's turning out. It's a little bit messy. So I'm looking to replace that with some more interesting stuff. I also added to the wall this Alocasia Amazonia, I believe that's called, and that's got a baby also under there. I also added in here the black velvet, which also has a baby. So I'm hoping that these will take okay to the wall there. And we added this anthurium this week as well. The seller of the Billietiae also provided me with a free anthurium, so we'll see how this goes. I'm not going to put it too high up. I'm just going to leave it there so it's got plenty of space, get some light, and once it gets bigger then I'll find a permanent place for it here on the wall. Also added this week this, which is called a Forever Rich, to this living wall as well. That looks quite nice up there. And we also got one new philodendron, which I put in here. So this is a philodendron, I think it's called Red Cherry. So it looks a little bit like a Prince of Orange, but it comes out red and then changes to an orangey color. So hopefully this will do well there. It's kind of, again, it's natural habitat. It's going to get, filtered sunlight there. So I'm hoping that this will do quite well. And I really want things which are going to cover the ground, so as these grow up, I want to have this ground cover. So I got these, I don't know what they are. So comment below if you know what these are called, but these are spreading out across the ground quite nicely. And I also have this over there, which has nice white flowers and almost watermelon-like leaves. So that also is going to crawl and spread across the ground there. At the back here, we've got lots of pothos, lots of different types of pothos that we've put into the ground there, and they're going to climb up the wall. You can see some of them are already anchoring themselves in, climbing up the wall there. So should give a nice view eventually once these leaves all get up out of the way. It'll look a little less crowded once the birds of paradise leaves get higher, and that will open up this area, and hopefully then that's going to be filled with that philodendron there. So that's what's going on so far out here in the garden. Now we've had a few days without too much rain, and things are doing fine, I think. We've got another fern going to unfurl itself here on the fern tree. So I'm looking forward to that. It's always nice when you get new growth. It looks like there's another one about ready to come out straight after as well. So we're going to have two more. So this will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 big ferns coming off of this. But Our giant elephant ears over here is also doing very well. It's just sent out a leaf, and another one is coming on its way. So that's really, really great. And the black magic, I think I showed already, was having lots of babies. Almost every few days there's a new rhizome spurting out. There's another one coming out over here. There's this one just came up over here. We got these which already have leaves on. You got more here. So this area is going to get really filled up with those Alocasia black magic. So keeping all the Alocasias in this area. This Alocasia Amazonia got a bit beat up with some wind and also caterpillars as well. But it's got some new leaves coming out. We'll see how this goes. And once our philodendron there starts to grow out, though, this may need to be moved out. So that's the progress in the garden. I've also added as well over here, I think I showed it in the last video, we've added over there a Dark Knight. No, sorry, this is a Black Majesty, Philodendron Black Majesty. So it's very similar to the Dark Lord, but little darker leaves, a little different shaped leaves. They're not quite as long. But we put a pole in there. This will climb up and should also fill that gap quite nicely. Again, I'm planting it outside. It's kind of its natural environment. It gets filtered light there from underneath the tree. So I guess they will grow best, you know, outside in their natural habitat than what they would indoors, where you know, I have the aircon running and the humidity isn't so high. Because the philodendrons really like kind of well-drained soil, moist, but not heavily wet, waterlogged soil, and they also like the humidity. So, like I say, we're living in the tropics, so why put them in indoors when I can have them growing outdoors? So our lotus pond is starting to pick up again. We've got tadpoles in there. So once we get some more sunny days, like I say, we've had almost a month of no sun. It's been kind of cloudy and rainy. It'll start to pick up. So we've got a nice flower coming out here. Give it another few days and we've got some more shoots coming up, some more leaves there. So tends to that the lotus will send up these small coin leaves, I think they call them. So this just gets the plant started, gets it photosynthesizing and getting some energy, and then it'll begin to send up leaves that are kind of like this size, and then after that they'll get bigger, up until kind of this was really quite large before it started shriveling up and dying. That's been out for a few months, so it's past its best now. But I think that once summer comes back, this will really pop again. They really do like it with plenty of sun and warm weather. I believe that they work kind of based on the water temperature. So with all of the rain that we've had lately, this is quite a shallow pond. It was filling up with rainwater, and so probably lowering the temperature of the water. It's nice when it's full and it just kind of stays for a few weeks, and it gets to the ambient kind of temperature of the air, and you know, then it's got warm water that the lotus plant really likes. Okay, so I'll give you an update in another few weeks, hopefully, when some of our philodendrons are starting to take root and the pothos is starting to climb up here, and the grass hopefully will be green again. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you next time.